Yo, it's episode 92 of my blind RS3 Ironman playthrough. Today we're finally going to kick the gods out. The Edicts of Guthix are back, baby, with Aftermath. And then we're going to fit in Daughter of Chaos really quick. Here you go. Alright, I'm just trying to blast through all these quests. Let's go do Aftermath, which doesn't require me to actually do the Zamorakian Undercity. Adrestea, what's going on? Okay. No time for long explanation. Zamorak is in the wilderness crater where the Edict's monument is. We can't get to him. A new part of the city. It's a Zamorakian district. Okay, got it. Gotta go to Infernus. Sure. We have to enter Sentistan here. As it was before the events of extinction. At least they mentioned that? I guess the idea is that extinction ends all of the other like quests and stuff, but so I think they could have done some mild phasing here from before the start of the quest. Here it is. Enter the Zamorakian Undercity.
I am Zamorak. My life has been long, and throughout it I have lived by one maxim. Liberty or death. RuneScape was the perfect world. Harsh, but fair. Survival forced my people to become the greatest of warriors.
One maxim, liberty or death. Except that time I was just like the devil.
Conquest and plenty. We followed him. It was a mistake. On Gielinor, I built a mighty empire in the name of the dark god Zaros. But he and I did not share the same vision for the future. When I saw freedom, he saw only control. My people, once warriors, became priests, bureaucrats, sanitation engineers. To win their freedom, I struck down a god to safeguard it.
I don't know, Zamorak, you kind of need people to clean shit up. Everyone can't be a warrior. The final boss of RuneScape is a fucking libertarian. I guess that makes sense.
A corpulent monster grown fat and indolent. Maintained order through rules and laws. His laws did as little to protect him as his skin did. I strung up his corpse as a message for all to see. Such is the fate of all tyrants. The Avernic demons, now free, serve me willingly. Back on Gielinor, pretenders picked over the remains of my empire. For an age I battled them. An age of strife, of progress, of glory. While I fought on, none could establish the safety, the security that they so craved. For an age, Gielinor was truly free. But they conspired against me. And I was banished. In my long absence, this world has become weak. Saradomin's fingers are wrapped tightly around its throat, suffocating it. My demon army will make short work of its farmers.
Oh man, you mentioned our skills.
Fishermen. The survivors will be stronger. They will have no
Thematically, we
choice.
should defeat Zamorak with farming, woodcutting, and fishing instead of combat.
Free,
I think that would be funny.
or they will die.
They should add sanitation engineer as a skill.
Or death.
Okay. Zamorakian Undercity. Yeah, that's fine. Story mode. To talk to Circadian. I think there's some shenanigan you can do here. There's a place early in the dungeon where you can like surge and bladed dive somewhere where you can fight a thing that lets you farm for dungeoneering tokens. I might consider it later, but it's a little late for that, to be honest. Why are we fighting against Zamorak? We got to go do the Edicts of Guthix, and I guess Twilight of the Gods wasn't required for this raid. Okay. I assume this just says navigate the Undercity. No pressure. I think this infernal puzzle box is something that I eventually want. Like upgrades as you do other quests. Yeah, okay. Complete the Daughter of Chaos quest, Civil War, Succession. Tier 1 unlocked. Alright. I will record a bunch of this, but I probably don't need to record literally all of it. Yeah, it might be these wizards that you're able to, like, avoid by like, surging and then immediately diving to the right. It's like you can do this really early on an account, since this place has no prerequisites because this game is ridiculous. If I'm just killing ads, this kind of just looks like Sentistan, so I'll record if I run into anything interesting that's not just killing ads. I think this is Cerberus, and I think the idea is there's like a way to fight him where he's safe spotted or something. Yeah, he can't come through this door. I'm surprised they didn't like patch it out of the game, to be honest. This might work as AFK for me, actually. I mean, I'm in story mode right now, but if I can figure out how to do the whole surge trick to avoid having to fight the early enemies, it does take a while to kill them even on story mode. I can get some work done while I'm doing that, I suppose. I don't think it's going to give any substantial drop here on story mode. 500 engineering tokens, so I guess it's 5,000 every time. It's like completely safe. I don't know if this is formally called ED4, but it's effectively ED4. So far, nothing super interesting. It's kind of moving through the city and killing Zamorakians, trying to focus on places that have red barriers. Still just killing dudes here. There's lots of blood. It's Sentistan, but incredibly bloody. Fiery. I'm still really cracking up at that cutscene where Zamorak is talking about what a free spirit he is, and how he's mad that all of the great warriors had to become sanitation engineers. You know, makes sense that the true final boss is a fucking libertarian. Who needs roads and people to clean shit up? In Zamorak's future, everyone can just be a cryptocurrency day trader. A crazy hallway full of water fiends here? That's kind of cool. It's different. An interesting choice that they made it so that story mode can still drop stuff. I guess it all goes into a looting box, which is a good choice. I didn't bring any of my Chaos Die reroll tokens. I have so many of those, and unfortunately the ones you get from Twilight of the God, they stack differently in the bank than the other ones. Well, infrequently clear to me which enemies are supposed to be connected to which of these barriers. Maybe I'm not supposed to know. Actually been in here for a while without getting any mini bosses. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, I just had a guy give voice acting, so I assume he's supposed to be a mini boss. Oh yeah, he's got the little marker, so he's not actually a boss. It's just dungeoneering tokens, I assume. Zamorak's very funny. I love to have a libertarian big bad. In my empire, liberty or death. Everyone will have the freedom to shit their pants. Place is a little annoying compared to the other elite dungeons in that there's like a lot of weird dead-end paths and it's hard to tell what's progress at any given time. Like I might be able to fit through here. I guess maybe there's supposed to be like graffiti or something that draws my attention to the way forward. Okay. Think I climb these stairs here? I'm mostly just trying to run to wherever I see a red barrier. That seems like that's the best way to guess where to go. Another mini boss here, Mephis the Jailer. I keep noticing there are these healers, Zamorakian menders. They're very annoying. Blessed Flask is so good for stuff like this, you guys. Like, it's so brainless. I can just have sorrow on permanently, not think about it. It's fantastic. Don't let anyone tell you it's not worth it. Well, I have a gate here that I can't get through. I don't know if there's supposed to be an enemy nearby. I'm trying to check the mini-map to see if there's a yellow dot that I obviously missed. Google it. Someone else reported the problem. I guess the jailer I ran to teleports several times, and you have to kill him for the door to open, so I gotta go find him somewhere. Oh, there's another staircase here. Yeah, that's pretty confusing. I think the rest of this place is relatively... It's not as easy to follow as the earlier Elite dungeons, but it's not clear to me that I need to kill this Mephis the Jailer guy in order to progress, and that he teleports around is also unclear. Yeah, I don't like this part of the dungeon. I don't like that there's a mini-boss that's mandatory, and it's not clear that he's the reason this barrier won't open. It's also not clear where he's teleporting to. Not great. Okay, I think I finally killed him down here. I guess he teleports 3 times, so you have to kill him 4 times, basically. Not a big fan of that from a design perspective. Place is already kind of a visual cluttery mess. Alright, coming up on the first boss here, I get the sense this place is way longer than the other Elite dungeons. Maybe just because it's difficult to navigate. Yes, we gotta kill all these enemies on either side of this wall here. I wish the healers stood out a little bit better. I know Zamorak is cool, and none of his followers would ever wear any color other than black or red, but sometimes it's really hard to pick out the menders, in my opinion. Sacrificial altar to offer bones? Don't know if I need to do that for progress. I don't have the magic required. Okay. Another mini-boss here. I don't know how to get through that main barrier. Maybe it's connected to progress elsewhere in the dungeon. Smolders? References some other content, maybe? I have no idea how to get through this thing. I feel like I've killed everything in the general vicinity, and I can't find the way through, so I'm going to try to check the wiki. I didn't even see that this was interactable. There's all these little crystals all over the place. I guess this is something I have to activate. Okay. Another one on the opposite side. Yeah, these crystals do not stand out against the background to me at all. Crazy, because I feel like ED 1 through 3 are all relatively legible as to where you're supposed to go and what's going to, you know, open the next door and what have you. Okay, we getting our first boss then. Enter portal. We go into Infernus. Eterna. Okay. Seems like she's just like a regular Chaos Witch. Okay. Don't stand in that. It seems like a pretty ordered attack for Chaos to reign supreme here.
Chaos will reign supreme.
She's got a bunch of like life weavers and menders that I probably need to go kill and heal the boss. No, don't stand in that, probably.
Enough! You cannot interfere.
Oh, it kind of seems like I'm interfering. Oh. Chaos Demon Savage. Accuracy against these guys sucks. It? Or okay. Still fighting her.
Chaos will reign supreme.
That's stuff you're not supposed to stand in.
You will be destroyed.
Ooh, Chaos Demon Savages. She's kind of an underwhelming boss, to be honest. I was very willing to like come in here and like praise the modern boss design and raid design when it's good. I did like ED 1 through 3. I think they're all pretty solid. ED 2 is probably the best layout wise, but I like the whole underwater gimmick of Shadow Reef. I guess the spin to win guy is the first boss of ED 1. He's kind of underwhelming. But I love the first boss at ED2.
Chaos will reign supreme.
I didn't bring my power armor because I didn't want to risk anything. I feel like having the dodge chance is pretty good. Okay. No fanfare. Enter the portal. Now we're just in Infernus, where it's much easier to see what the hell I'm doing, so that's good. Those look like our Edict's runes, but... place looks cool. Denizen of Infernus is just more tokens. Oh, the ads here sacrifice themselves to heal him, it seems like. It is nice that they have the big green energy balls. That at least helps you to see the healers a little bit better. Okay. Pretty easy. Definitely prefer this part. Oh, that's pretty funny that, like, I guess the rest of the place is still loaded in the side there, which you can see all the loot on the ground. Holy Zamorak. Oh, hey, it's the wilderness. Oh, is there no second boss? Just go straight to Zamorak? Kill these channelers, I suppose. Oh, Zamorak, you're real tall all of a sudden. I know that's the thing they do in World of Warcraft to make bosses noticeable, because if they keep them at their normal size, like, it's impossible to even make them out. Got cool demon wings now. I suspect that this exists for somewhat cynical reasons. Like, I doubt that it's like a direct edict from the owners at Jagex that it be Zamorak specifically, but it being Zamorak is a great way to try to bring back old players, because like old players remember the name Zamorak. If they played RuneScape 20 years ago, they're not going to know like Azanadra, Karapak necessarily.
You made it, but this is as far as you go.
Okay. Whoa, he's got a bunch of buttons at the top of the screen. Edicts active 0. Oh, okay, yeah, you've got the whole edict setups here. That's kind of neat. I like that. Story. I guess I can like opt into those somehow. I think I'm supposed to be doing something here, not just DPSing him. Transition between Infernus and Zamorak's room. Okay. Going here to cast the edicts, I'm supposing. Oh, but I'm enraging him? Is that what we want or no?
This world will burn!
Connection to the runes is too strong.
Heed my call!
Something with an Infernus. Just a matter of killing this lady? None of these are interactable as far as I can tell. I'm just seeing if I can sight read this encounter. I'll Google it if I have to. Casting the edicts around him is kind of a cool concept. I like that.
That's your plan. The edicts.
It is. Just need to incorporate that into the boss fight, I feel like. Okay, so is it like each time I have to go kill another channeler over here or something? No, maybe I have to do damage to him first.
Step into the dark. Meet your death.
Demon stirs from within Infernus. Okay. I get what they're going for with the button that lets you toggle, but I kind of wish that they were in like the same physical space, right? Like it was like the press to time travel thing from Titanfall 2.
Feel the rage of a god!
Okay. Feel the rage of a god. You're unable to teleport at this time. Don't know why. Have to like bring this to one of the... Touch the wrong rune. Okay, so I bring it to like this thing. Is that what we're doing here? Okay. Find a way to break the runes connection. Could just be DPSing him for a bit. I'm not clear on that.
Chaos unfettered!
Got a bunch of...
Heed my call!
Drawing power and energy from something in Infernus. Okay. I feel like this... The way this is conveyed is a little messy, but imagine if you're farming it, it makes sense. Sense enough. Struggle to breathe in Infernus. Okay. Gonna do the next edict. Nice we have these edict platforms here. That's cool that you're technically fighting him in the wilderness.
Think that this will work, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Gothix's old tricks will stop me again.
That's the idea. Edict's active 3. Yeah, maybe it's like you gotta get him down to the health checkpoints and then you like go and do the next.
Heed my call!
Then you go back to Infernus. Okay, I get it. You do an edict, you do a tick of damage to him. You come down here and you kill a random Chaos Witch Channeler, which feels a little weird, but okay, it's fine. Right. I'll do the next one then. Got it, yeah.
This is no longer amusing. Mortals should not play with power meant for gods.
It seems it's kind of working right now. It is kind of an interesting choice to have almost all of the ads just be like human Zamorak worshippers.
Step into the dark. Meet your death.
Demon Stirs and Infernus. Okay. Which I think I'm forced to fight it when that happens, and then I have to go drop off this rune somewhere. Here, namely.
rage of a god!
Amarak's connection's too strong.
Chaos unfettered!
Amarak disabled your prayers. That's rude.
Heed my call!
Okay, now we go back to Infernus. This is relatively sight readable. I think it's a little weird. I feel like the channeler should be doing something and not just like standing there, but like buffs from the edicts. Next edict.
This has gone on long enough. It's time you learned your place, vermin.
Okay. I guess maybe you can benefit from more of them if you stand near them for longer or something.
I will tear you asunder!
That's something on my health bar there. I don't know what that's all about. Okay. Time to go back.
Feel the rage of a god!
Drawing on the power of the corrupted edicts. Corrupted Wordle. Did Zamorak do evil Wordle? Is that how he got all his power? Last one.
Dare defy me.
I do think this is a pretty cool boss fight. I think it mostly works.
Armies in history. I who laid low Zaros.
Edict stuff fits, I think.
Dead.
Matter of DPSing him down here. Like he had like a red shield or something. Let's see.
This world will burn.
I do feel like they put some work into this.
No, Gillinor will burn. Chaos will reign.
Whoa, he gets pulled. That was cool. Okay, you've completed Elite Dungeon in the Zamorakian Undercity. I think the dungeon was pretty weak, but the boss fight was cool. I think it was a little silly. Like, I think the parts where you go to Infernus are kind of half-baked. Like, you can see what they were going for. You can imagine them writing that down in the design document. But, like, the actual way they did it with, like, the weird channeler just kind of standing around doing nothing, and Infernus just being a room you teleport to. You know, they have the cool, like, Final Fantasy XIV extra action button. It's a neat idea. It could have been better. Chaos Relic Rare. Okay. It's just like, oh, it's worth 1,000,000 coins. Okay. All right, I just have to leave now? What does Aftermath say? Turn to the library. I think it's cool of them that they require this because it really annoys me in like World of Warcraft that they'll put really important story events like that behind a mythic raid that like less than 1% of the player base is going to get to do. The fact that they even give me a story mode option to see it is neat. And it's neat to have to do the edicts in real time after doing the last quest setting it up. Like Twilight of the Gods was a mostly shitty quest, but the good parts of the quest I thought were really good. Like the edict stuff. Good news. Are you still the World Guardian? Nope, powers are gone. Don't apologize. It's great. So we're saying goodbye to everybody here. Here we go. Aftermath. Sarah Doman, get the fuck out. No one wants you here. Leave. Leave, please. I'm happy that I got exactly what I wanted. I got 2 things that I wanted in Twilight of the Gods, but it's really funny because, like, we should have just done this immediately after the world wakes. And the fact that it took us this long to get to this, so this is the right way to do things, is very amusing. It'll be fine. It'll be like it was before they were here. A lot of this is setting up Adrastea. I think she needed to have her own quest. Like a Moya-style saga quest or something. All right. People of Gielinor, see what, sending out a Dune Divine podcast to everyone. The world is safer without you. Get the fuck out. You will never earn my respect. Fuck all of you. Okay. Say goodbye to everybody else. Bye, Azanadra. Get the fuck out. Funny talking to Dr. Nabonic outside and then immediately transitioning into this. Thrown apart. I will not ask you to obey Trindine. Language in this dark age. No, it's going to be great. Get the fuck out, all of you. Everything has been much worse since you got here. I wish I could kick out the Majorat too. I hate that they make that point like the demigods will be fine. Well, Zaros isn't going to return. At least he'd better not. Later, Dad. Doodles. Okay. Guess I have to say bye to Armadil, too. Talking to a giant Armadil here. Duties. Deep in the wilderness. Sorry, man. Go back, be with your husband. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. All right, have fun on Tardiad. Bye. Don't have Saren's loyalty aura. Okay, bye. I don't know that I've been a good friend, but fine. Okay, I think we just talked to Adrastea and then we get out of here. I am overall pretty happy with what's happened here. This is basically what I've been asking for the entire time. I wish we would have gotten to it sooner. I guess in my final thoughts, I will talk about what I think they should have done instead. I think it was a mistake to bring the gods back in the first place, and I don't think any way they could have written it would have been satisfying. The world seems smaller. No, the gods being here made it smaller. The world is better off. Feels like the end of an age. We had a really short age there. I feel like that reminds me of the whole Ritual of the Majorat thing, where they're like, oh shit, we said this is only every thousands of years, but it's a cool event, so we want it to happen again. Oh shit, we changed the age from the 5th age to the 6th age. We want to do that again. She's still a person, though. It is not a loss. There is no mourning to be done. Celebration. Aftermath takes after Night at the Theater, and that it just makes sure you go do ED4 at least once, the Zamorakian Undercity. I'm glad they require it, because like I was saying, it's frustrating in World of Warcraft where like the resolution to the story will be in a mythic raid that 1% of players do. So actually having a story mode that's accessible that you can do that lets you see the end of the story is great. And during the boss fight, you actually like invoke the Edicts of Guthix and kick Zamorak out. The actual quest part of the quest is like saying tearful goodbyes to all the gods, which is really funny, because I feel like if there's any character who should not want to say tearful goodbyes, it's the World Guardian, who is tasked with getting them to go the fuck away in the first place. But you tell them all to go away, and you lose your World Guardian powers, and you lose the Sliske masks, and we're finally able to be over this god slop shit, in theory. I think the only way they could have salvaged this is if immediately after the world wakes, the gods became like boss fights. We just started immediately adding a Saradomin boss fight and a Zamorak boss fight and a Zaros boss fight and the like. And the whole idea was to just kick them out, to not understand them, to not learn anything more about them, to just say, get out. I just don't think there's any way they could have written the gods that made them feel like gods and not just, up-jumped kings, which is what they essentially feel like in 10 years of RS3. I'm glad that we kicked them out, but I'm sad that we had to spend 9 years spinning our wheels trying to figure out what do we do with these guys. Nothing really changing. I think they realize that they have this problem. We have to have some like human characters who we give a shit about who are affected by all of this. So they're trying to get Adrastea up and running. They're trying to get Moya up and running, although they put in a little bit more groundwork for Moya in previous quests. We don't want them to have meant nothing, but they basically meant nothing. We spent 9 years of this game telling a really pointless story, and it's unfortunate that so much time had to be wasted on it. At least old school RuneScape knows to never do this shit. Just keep the Edicts of Guthix in place. Aftermath was fine. I'm glad that they made us do the dungeon. Next up is Daughter of Chaos, which is right here. No, I don't want to leave you to mourn. I want to do the next quest. Stop mourning. Celebrate. Celebrate Guthix Edicts. Come on. Oh, she moved to the throne room. Okay. What's up? Accept quest.
Everything changed when the gods were banished from this world. As Basilissa, it is my responsibility to safeguard the human kingdoms and maintain their alliance. But our unity is already under threat. Without a clear leader, the Zamorakians have descended into civil war. Even as we speak, they battle for control of the wilderness.
That's why there's wilderness
Better that
flash
they're killing
events
each
now.
other than our people, but the conflict isn't contained. A Majorat lieutenant has been slaughtering Varrock's patrols near the border. Moya. Though she serves Bilrak, I believe she poses the bigger threat. We must prove to the kingdoms that I can protect them. Travel into the wilderness, find Moya, and stop her.
Okay. All right. I mean that literally. Okay, looks like I'm talking to Anne Dimitri. Need to confess, need to get you on the rack. Duties. Fuck the Majorat. Can we not immediately start? Okay, well, we got to do the thing that's closest to God, so let's focus on the Majorat. Praise be to her pure hell rain. Okie dokie. All right, what's up, Ann Dimitri? Ann? Say that again. That's good. I already like her as a character. Like, they're putting in some character work with her. I mean, we never met her before, but you got to introduce her sometime. Head to the volcano. Yep, let's go. Oh, it's going to be in an instance. I see. They do mention necromancy a lot in these quests. You could tell they were working on it. The Wisp. Modron have a tendency to leak memories all over the place. Memory incontinence. One of several subjects I'm intimately familiar with. Also come from Moya. He stopped describing it like seepage. I like this quest so far. Complaining about the Madrat, but what are you going to do, right? Seems like it's a natural thing to follow up on if we weren't going to boot them out. Points of interest. Okay. That one doesn't count. There's the third one. Is that good enough? So they came up with this idea so that we could see what was actually going on with Trinidine. Like, what if the Majorat are leaking memories constantly? What's the name of the wilderness? Okay. Capture the memory fragments. There we go. Good now. Back to the restored memory. Next bit's all on you, buddy. Touching Moya's psyche with a 10-foot pole. So glad I'm not the World Guardian anymore. I like that it's not, I'm not like the only person who can do this, she just doesn't want to. Right? Oh, cool. Here we got dash, rain, heavy damage to nearby enemies. Okay, this is cool. Anakra's here. Zamorak had better never find a way to return. They should commit to this. General Khazard is his heir, apparently. Okay. The ferrets in Demonheim. I feel like there's this weight that's been lifted from RuneScape with the edicts being back. Like, I don't know how to describe it because this quest is still theoretically, you know, similar to Godslot because it's about all these Majorat, but the fact that it's not about the gods and the fact that the main character isn't the main character, the world guardianship has been restricted. We'll see where it goes. I might just be very optimistic. And we're focusing on Moya, which is nice. There's chaos inside me. Bed in the camp. Okay. What? Oh, the other. I see. I do like that they give you these custom abilities. That's kind of cool. Regular imps, huh? Oh, there's little health orbs. That's a neat idea. Okay. What else do they want me to fight here? Talk to Zamorgal. No, that's okay. Trying to heal with that where possible. His zeal. Bunch of other chaos demons out and about. I do think that this is probably what they should have been doing, because it's part of what's frustrating about the World Guardians. They had this idea for these sagas, and I think generally the sagas are pretty good. Come on, heal please. I think I have to like dash out of those. Gonna make me start over. Yeah, I don't need those to be difficult. Okay, I think it just makes me start all the way over when I screw up, so you don't need to watch those, I think you get the idea. Oh, I didn't realize, okay, so I probably didn't need to turn the difficulty down, but basically when you can use the number pad, or the number line, to activate these 1, 2, and 3, that's kind of cool. And you have to click. One is basically bladed dive. I didn't appreciate that the first time. I thought it was just surge and I could just activate it, so I was wondering why it wasn't sending me where I needed to go to escape those orbs. Still pretty tough, even with the 50% damage reduction thing that I turned on. I am going to go ahead and use my free healing. That I get from my persistent rage relic. All enemies have been defeated. Back to Billrock. Damn Krill, filthy traitor. Okay. You really decided to give everyone, like, someone had this idea at Jagex in the last 2 years that all the different factions should have, like, special words that they use from their planar languages. It's fine. It's cute. But it's definitely new. Still with me? I think so. Scarred for life? Your investigation to the north. The ones with the pretty pictures? Moya does have fabulous hair. Doesn't she just? She has something going on for her. Doesn't seem to respect Adjustea much. Out of her depth. Because you have a lot of experience. Okay, cool. I guess if I were to complain about this quest, it would be that it seems to just like teleport us to every point of interest. It's very much a World of Warcraft quest in that regard, but it's like a competent World of Warcraft quest, I guess is the way I would put it, which a lot of RS3 unfortunately has not felt like. Of interest again. Communication spell. Okay. Oh, I didn't finish this one apparently. Whoops. Okay. Gather the fragments. I'm on it. Right. Doing Moya stuff again? Okay. Falling back to Demonheim. Extract useful information from the survivors. Okay. Always talking on cell phones in this game. Aggroed by 2 of these guys at once. Alright, well, it looks like it's just fight the enemies, so try to get it over with here. I think they did a good job of making this relatively tricky and like actually requiring you to use your abilities. Like it's really taken them a long time to do anything with EOC. This Moya stuff is like the bare minimum that I was expecting coming into this game. I was not expecting how lazy the EOC implementation was going to be and how primarily it's just, you know, regular RuneScape, but now it's mushy. But here, just like, you know, there's all these attacks and you have to like dive out of the attack. You got to try to like activate your abilities frequently to heal up. It feels different from just normal RuneScape, click on the enemy and wait for it to die. So I appreciate that they tried to do something here. It's crazy it took them, this is like almost 10 years since EOC. A really long time to figure out what the hell they were doing. Very curious how much old school RuneScape's existence helped them to better define what the hell they were doing here, right? Because I think they were just kind of like flying by the seat of their pants for years after World Wakes. And once old school came out and we understood that like players prefer that experience in a lot of different ways, we're like, okay, how do we distinguish this from old school now that we know what we're not? You know what I mean? It died in the last enemy as it was dying, even with the half damage taken. So they made this pretty tricky. I probably should have stopped and used persistent rage to top off, but I didn't. Oh well. I think these are just really hard if you happen to aggro more than one enemy at a time. You kind of have to pay attention. You can't just zone out. All right. Talk to the wounded cultist. Avarice. Twin Furies. Okay. Your cruelty will be your undoing, Moya. I do like that we jump to the most, if we're gonna follow basically any character out of the Zamorakians, I'm really glad we're doing Moya, the actual most human character. Like, granted, she's half Majorat, but I'm glad we're not like immediately jumping to the Majorat. I don't think that the Majorat are always necessarily God Slop, or I don't think everything featuring the gods is God Slop, right? Maybe something to try to define later. Phylactery. What's in this for you? Should I trust you? You shouldn't. We have a deal? Okay. Nope, that's all. Ah, withholding things from Billrock. Interesting. Trindine. Do I know I can trust you? You shouldn't, of course. Okay. But the sword would be bigger. Okay. I don't know when they redid this place, but it looks really good. Okay. I like that we just go straight to the restored memory this time. Everest the Unceasing. Oh yeah, I know where this is. Oh. That's cool. Sure, I'm always using my special abilities here. She puts those things on the ground, so I need to keep Vault off on cooldown so I can activate it if I get new emergency. Yeah, this is still pretty hard on easy difficulty. Oh, they drop health orbs. Okay, I see. I was gonna say, this is the best EOC has felt since it launched. It's still a little janky though. It's still, you know, built on the back of this tick system. I think I just need to focus on her. I keep trying to fight these guys. It's never gonna win. I do like that they've spent this fight trying to teach me about these mechanics here, right? The other 2 steps of the quest are making sure we learn her ability set so the boss fight makes more sense. You kill these guys just to get healing here, jeez. Get my ass kicked. I don't think I can activate any abilities or try to heal, and as soon as she starts doing that, it's like a big problem. So the bladed dive thing isn't super reliable. Get a health orb, so that's good. This is a much better way if they want to have epic combat. I was complaining about the Battle of the Monolith tower defense thing. I feel like this accomplishes the same thing, where you can, you know, play as Moya and have this cool epic boss fight. not actually require a high combat level for the players. This is good, I think. This fight's not like hard or mechanically complex or anything, but it's like bare minimum for if they're going to have GCD based WoW and Final Fantasy XIV style combat. And it's kind of crazy how long they've been going without having the bare minimum. Like, I was expecting like the Nomad fight and Nomad's Elegy to at least be this. And it certainly was not. Oh, I am able to use Persistent Rage to kind of cheat, aren't I? It's not a ton of healing, but... Because this isn't... I'm not really in combat, I don't think. Nice. That was cool. Be the other Majora's equal. Oh. Just talking to Moya. Hello again. Yeah, it makes sense that it's Trindine the whole time. They did a good job of setting that up with for using the same phrase there. I at least find this highly amusing. Say nothing. Respond diplomatically.
Why would you think?
Oh,
you really
sorry,
are
I didn't realize there was
idiot.
gonna be voice acting
Peace
there.
will breed only complacency. Conflict is what gives life meaning. Save your hollow words for Adrastea, or the other mindless cattle who bend over backwards when you chirp the right tune. I do not kneel to those handed their authority on a silver platter. I won't let Adrastea take this from me. Basilissa indeed. An empty title for a weakling and a fool. I won't let Trindine and the Marjarat continue.
I wish we
to
got a quest about
disrespect me.
her and Adrastea before this, so that it didn't feel like Adrastea came out of
My
nowhere.
time.
That's okay. I
My
get what they're
own
doing with them.
father treated me like an experiment and threw me aside the moment I ceased to be of use.
Yep, that's true. That was a great quest.
The Marjarat demeaned and belittled me for the audacity of being born to a human mother. I've had to struggle against this world for every breath I draw, every scrap of power I wield, every modicum of respect I'm shown. Now, it's time for the world to struggle against me.
Okay. Is she going to be our new big bad? I guess I don't think we should have big bads in RuneScape, but I like her much better. She escaped. I guess I would have rather her not be Trindine, because I was kind of liking, oh, there's a new character in Falador. I have some questions. Of course you do. Do you miss the Zerosian Empire? What will you do now? That's too bad. Good luck. She's definitely the best Majorat. Like, it's not even close. All right, quest complete. Yeah, she's Trindine, it turns out. Am I gonna tell her? Because Anne Dimitri is in fact an anagram for Trindine in there, isn't it? All right. Daughter of Chaos is our first post-Edicts of Guthix quest, and it features Moya. Adrastea is concerned about Moya's influence now that there's a Zamorakian civil war, and sends you and her spy master, Anne Dimitri, who turns out to be Trindine, to try to track her down. I kind of wish Andimitri was just Andimitri and not Trindine, but it's okay. Trindine is the best Majorat, so we have to deal with a Majorat. I'll take her any day. They're bringing back the powerful characters leak memories thing, so we have an excuse to play as Moya as though it's a saga, and that's kind of cool. I like Moya as a character, and they've actually put some work into the combat sequences where you play as her. She only has 3 really simple GCD abilities, but it's kind of amazing when they actually design an encounter around your abilities. We'll talk about this when I get to the PVM section, when I later do like Sanctum of Rebirth and Zuck. Those encounters feel like they're actually designed around your cooldowns and like tactical usage of them, where I feel like a lot of EOC content is just kind of just thrown together and doesn't really care about all of the new GCDs they added to the game. Moya's stuff is pretty hard. I ended up having to downgrade it to easy difficulty, and it was still pretty difficult. So it's a neat way to have combat in a quest without actually requiring you to have combat levels, which is something I think they failed to do with Battle of the Monolith. Not a lot really substantive to the quest other than finding out that Andimitri is actually Trindine, and there's some scheming going on, and Moya is trying to lead her own faction of the Zamorakians and like overthrow Bilrock. I don't know why Bilrock is our leading Zamorakian Majorat. It seems kind of like an odd choice. You think it would be like Zamoragal or something, but it works. The quest concludes with Moya getting even more power and just kind of implying that she's going to be a big bad coming up. I liked it just fine. I think the stakes are relatively high, but not like, it's not the universe that's going to end, right? It's like, it's this one lady, Moya, and her personal quest for power. There aren't any eggs that are going to hatch that are going to destroy the galaxy or anything stupid like that. Yeah, Daughter of Chaos. It was fine. That's a wrap for this episode. Next week, we'll be doing all 3 Civil War mini quests that I'm probably not going to bother summarizing, and then Succession, which is an okay quest for the most part. It has kind of a weird ending, but most of it's okay. Thanks as always for watching. We just have 7 more episodes to go, so home stretch. See you next time. Bye, everybody.